So what is that?
It's your ear.
Good thing I have kids. We finally got the roof on this building, regardless of my finger incident where I decided to try and cut my finger off with a sawzall. And I've got our front porch built and some steps. I'm missing a couple pieces of wood to finish this, but I can do that later. What I thought I'd do is take you guys inside. I haven't put a flooring down yet. I haven't put anything on the walls yet, but we're gonna go ahead and start using the building to organize some of our tools now that it's dried in, so that on the days when it's not raining, I can come out and continue to work on it. Again, we're gonna be adding some shed roofs to the side for additional space. This is a long way from done, but I've got some fun stuff on the inside that I thought I'd show you real quick. So let's go on in there and check out what it's like. Okay, so this is the inside of our new building, and make sure that's closed. All right, and it's a pretty nice space. We've got plenty of room here for tools. And between the first floor and the second floor, I've got a lot of space here. And so the big thing when you have space to making sure that everything fits properly and that you're utilizing your space properly so that you keep your space is organization. And so I have teamed up with Wallcontrol to install a pegboard system on this first floor, which is a pretty awesome pegboard system. Wallcontrol makes these steel pegboards, and I mean, you can hang just about anything on these, and I think that they would be just fine. I mean, those things are solid looking boards. And I had designed this out in my head ahead of time, and now that I'm out here seeing how this space works and how it's set up, I may end up changing what I was originally going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out all of my panels and then just kind of arrange them around the room and envision what it would be like with some of our benches and stuff in here, and try and figure out the best way to arrange this Wallcontrol system so that I can go ahead and put it up, and then there's going to be a lot of tools that go on these so that they'll be easily accessible to me at all times. And a lot of those tools are tools that right now are in places like the back of my truck where I don't want them anymore. They're hindering my ability to get work done, and I can't ever find anything because it's not organized. So I'm going to set these up in a way that will just help me be organized and figure out the best setup for them, which again, you know, I'm gonna have to kind of reevaluate how I originally had this set up to figure out how exactly I want them. Some of these systems I bought as kits, so they come with a bunch of different items inside, and this big box here is a kit. I'm guessing this one over here is a kit as well. And the rest of it I bought independently, just pieces that I wanted to add to the kits. And I did that because I felt like I was getting a good value with the kits, but then I wanted to expand on the system and change it up a bit. And it just made it easier as far as shopping. They have so many incredible options with Wallcontrol, things that you just wouldn't think of that make perfect sense. And so when you look at their kits, they're gonna have some of these things on there for you. This is a good example. It's an aerosol can holder, But for oils and things like that, I mean, this is a fantastic thing to have. I'm not too concerned right now about all these accessories. I'll get to those and we'll see how all this comes together after I put it up. But right now, what I'd like to do is just go ahead and pull out all my panels, because those are what I need in order to figure out my spacing. I'm wondering if there are going to be panels in this box. Now I've got the 16 by 32 inch panels, and then I also have some 4-foot panels. The 4-foot panel was the first panel I showed you. And these, when you unpackage them, they come with all the hardware that you need. Each panel comes with a little hardware bag. It includes drywall anchors, but I don't think I would want to hang these up with drywall anchors, not with what I'm going to put on them. So I'm going to set these up so they go directly into the studs. So I was originally thinking of having an 8-foot wall here of these panels and have my main workbench right here, and I still think that this is a good idea. The panels work out really well for an 8-foot section, and I'm loving how these are going to look. Now, eventually I'm going to have wall coverings in here, but for now I don't have anything that I'm going to be covering the walls with. I need to get my electrical in and insulation, so I'm going to go ahead and install these over the studs for the time being, and then I'll eventually come in and do a small renovation on this workshop and be able to take these down and put up some sort of wall covering. But for now, this is going to be my wall covering. I probably won't get to insulating this until before next winter. So we've got the entire summertime, and I still have to run all the electrical through here and have that inspected. So this is a good way to start this out before I run the well, as I do the electrical, I've still got to finish doing the outside. So it'll be a while before I actually get to the inside of this building. So I finally got this wall control system up and I love it. I'm going to show you guys kind of how I have it set up here in a minute, and kind of give you a rundown of the things that I like about it and the things I don't like about it. I do just want to say that Wallcontrol as a company, now as a YouTuber you get requests to review products all the time, and to be honest with you, some of the products that are sent to us are just cruddy, and it's not worth the review. I have one company that's hounding me to review their product, and I just don't have a lot of good things to say about it. They sent me 2 products, and neither one of them I can really say very good things about. I will do a review on them. There's just, the review's not going to be what they expect it to be. But Wallcontrol, as a company, I approached them and said I wanted to do this, and they were extremely accommodating. They never once asked, when are you going to get that video out? They knew we were building a shop. They knew it would be a little while, but they got the product to us right away so that we had it. And it's a fantastic product. I think the company is a fantastic company. It says a lot to work with a company that is American. I'll say that. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how this wall control system is set up. And again, the shop is far from finished. I haven't even done the electrical in here. I haven't insulated the walls. I haven't covered the walls. But I went ahead and moved all of our tools into the shop and started organizing our tools. And I'm glad I did, because there are tools that I have not seen since we moved out to this property. And so pulling the tools out from all the nooks and crannies that I've been storing tools and throwing tools, I have 5-gallon buckets worth of tools. I have a bunch of tools upstairs I haven't even organized yet. But as I pull them out and I see what I have, it's changed my perspective on how to organize this shop several times. And I still don't have all the organization that I want, but it's something that, you know, I'm going to be working more towards as I finish the exterior of the building. So right now what I have is a pretty basic setup, but again, you know, this wall control system has made a huge difference for somebody like me who can't just put things in drawers and be able to remember where they put them. A system like this is fantastic. It's been keeping me organized as we go, you know, whether Shauna borrows a tool or the kids borrow a tool when they bring it back. They normally set it on a bench by the door, and, you know, I walk in and it's super easy to just figure out where everything goes. And there are some things that they remember where it goes. So it's a great system for all of us. If one of them need a tool, I can tell them to just, you know, go to the workshop. Half the time they don't even ask anymore, because they know if I walk into the workshop and look on the walls, I'm going to find what I'm looking for. So that is one of the nice features about having a wall organizing system. And again, the thing that I like about the wall control system is the fact that it is heavy duty. When you're working on a farm like we are, you don't have light duty tools. I'm pretty sure I could hang just about anything on these racks. So under our stairway here, I do have my old Cobalt cabinet system, and this stuff it's not my favorite. I think that when you buy some of these tool cabinets, they're super flimsy, super lightweight, and when you put a heavy tool or something in them, they bend, they warp, then the doors don't open and close right. You can adjust it 100 times and it just won't work. And that's how I feel about these Cobalt systems. And really, I've looked at a lot of systems since I've been building the shop, and I haven't found what I'm looking for, but what I'm looking for is something that is constructed a lot heavier than these. But for now, these work. I've got all of my tools that I need to put into them, and I may, keep this Cobalt system in the place where it is, and then fill in the rest of the shop around it with things that I really want, and that until, someday I can get these maybe upstairs as secondary or something. But for now, they work. I've had this Cobalt system since 2012, so technically they're 8 years old, and they've held up. So I guess that speaks to these cheaper systems, but again, I don't like the flimsiness of them. They make me nervous, but sometimes you gotta deal with what you've gotta deal with. So this is kind of my main wall, and I'm looking for a workbench system to have just below this wall. And I'm thinking, as I organize and get things done, I do want a lot of cabinets in that workbench along the wall here. And then about where the camera is in the center, I'm hoping to have a carpentry bench. But this wall is pretty much where I've kind of, it looks like there are a lot of random tools here, but there are a lot of tools on this wall that I use on a regular basis. So that's kind of how I have this thing designed. I've got my tape measures out where I can easily reach them. And this is the great thing about wall control, is they've got so many different options that you can put on the walls, but then you can also use your regular pegboard system type stuff on the walls as well. And so I do like using the wall control brackets. They're just a little sturdier than your typical pegboard brackets, but like this, for example, you can put heavy axe, you can hang on this bracket a weed whacker, and it's not going to bend the bracket, it's not going to hurt the wall. Steel walls. So I really like the wall control system and how it's designed, but I also appreciate the fact that I could see, this is a pegboard bracket that came out of keep calling them brackets, but you know what I mean. That one came off of an old cardboard pegboard that's in our old barn, And I actually, you know, I removed those and brought them over here and stuck them into certain places just because I didn't, you know, get everything that I wanted hung with the stuff I had gotten from Wallcontrol, and I get a lot of stuff from Wallcontrol. So this is nice too. You can put shelves on these walls. It almost makes me want to just build the entire wall out of this stuff. But you can put shelves. Up here I've got a lot of books and manuals and things on the equipment that we have. So it's right out here in the shop. If I'm working on something, I can grab the manual. It's got these nice little organizer bins, and I put some bins all the way across the bottom for just random nails and things that are left over from projects. Obviously, when I'm working on a project, my nails and screws come in boxes, but then as I empty the box and I just need a place to put it, I put them, you know, along there, and that way when I'm working on a random project, I can find something that'll work. I like that I can see all the different size wrenches that I have and just grab one. I have plenty of wrenches, so I've got some on the wall, some in a toolbox I can carry around with me, and you know, some in my cobalt chest over there. It never hurts to have multiple wrenches of the same size, and so over the years I've bought multiple kits because I couldn't find a wrench here or there because we didn't have a place to organize our tools. Now I'm trying to organize all my multiple sizes and things, but I've put a lot of stuff on this wall that I use on a regular basis, or the kids use on a regular basis, or my wife uses on a regular basis, because then they can just walk in here and grab whatever it is that they want, and they don't have to ask me where it is. It's right up on the wall. So this is one of my favorite walls. I've placed this wall by the door of the shop so that when I walk in, this is the first thing I see. And the reason why this is here and it's the first thing I see is because it's got all of my woodworking stuff, my chainsaw mill, my chainsaw, my axes, my hatchets, and it also has a lot of our fencing stuff. So I've got fencing pliers, different types of fencing tools, galvanized wire, fence pullers, my come along. I've got bolt cutters, everything that I need to work on fences. And then over here in the corner, of course, we've got our snake grabber because we need quick and easy access to that. But this wall is just, it's basically designed for stuff that I use on a daily. The unique thing about this wall is that I have some longer panels down at the bottom, accompanied by some 32-inch panels. So if you buy a Wallcontrol system, what I did was I got several kits, and I could actually tell you what I got here. So I had originally got an 8-foot metal pegboard kit and a 4-foot kit, and then I bought some additional boards. These 48-inch boards are a limited edition, they're limited stock. So if you like this, I wouldn't waste too much time trying to get those. I think that these are fantastic. I think Wallcontrol should make more of these and continue to have them, because if you're somebody like me, having a full wall pegboard system like this is fantastic. And when you buy the kits, so when I say an 8-foot kit and a 4-foot kit, what you'll do is you'll get enough boards to make, you know, an 8-foot wall or a 4-foot wall, and then the kit will also include a ton of little brackets that you can use for different things. I bought the kits because I didn't know what kind of brackets I would be using. There were some brackets that I specifically wanted, like this bracket that the chainsaw mill is hanging on. I did specifically order certain shelves, like this 12-inch shelf for the chainsaw box to sit on, and that chainsaw is sitting on a shelf on the wall. This shelf here with this bracket going around the shelf, I specifically ordered that for my oils and stuff. So there are some things that I specifically ordered, and then there are a lot of things that just came with the kits because I wasn't sure, you know, what kind of bracket I wanted to use to, you know, put a trowel on the wall or hang up one of my crowbars or put my axes. Well, the axes, actually, I take that back. I did specifically order these brackets for the axes, and I need to go back and get some bracket covers so that they have soft edges. I'm careful with my axes so they're not scratching as I put them up there, but you know, there are all sorts of things that you can get for this stuff, and I would definitely suggest if you're getting a Wallcontrol system, the value you get out of a kit versus ordering independently is fantastic. So like I said, I have 2 kits here, And then I have a lot of extra panels that I ordered and a lot of extra brackets, specific brackets that I thought I could use. This shelf up here, of course, is part of my old Cobalt wall system, and I've got some additional chainsaws that I'm going to put up here. I'm still clearing out some areas of our house and an old barn. When I do, those chainsaws will go up here, as well as things like fencing nails that are in a larger container. I really don't think that you can beat having this type of organization where you can just walk in, look on the wall, see what you want to grab, and then when you're done with it, you just come back and you put it back on the wall. It makes life so much easier. Now, something that I did over here by the doors, you notice I put in a cabinet and then I kind of built the wall up and around and over the cabinet. And I really like having something like this by the door. When you're trying to organize yourself, the nice thing about this is that this is where the kids drop the tools when they're done with them. If they don't know where they go right here. And I keep this cleared off because it's also my workspace. So I come in and immediately put away whatever I find right here. This is a paper towel holder. I don't have any paper towels. We actually don't use paper towels that often, but out here in the shop it's something I will most likely use. So I got the paper towel bracket, and again, that's right by the door, so it's easy to have access to. And then you'll notice up here there's another shelf, and behind it I've got these cans of spray paint. This is actually a can holder that's back there, and you can mount whatever kind of bracket you want to the front of this system, any type of wall control bracket. It's a fantastic thing to have. I have things like my PB blaster, penetrating oil, starting fluid, stable, engine fogger, and I've got some hunting spray paint. Those are all things that I use on a regular basis. I wanted by the door, easy access, so I could just walk in and grab, especially stuff like penetrating oil, constantly using that. And then I've got some rags and just different sharpening tools for axes and things like that. And of course, we've got all of our locks. We use chains and locks on a lot of our fences, and so it's great when we're building something or we're changing a fence around to be able to come in and grab a fresh lock or whatever it is that we're doing. So overall, I am extremely pleased with this system. All of the wall control that I've shown you here today, they sent an invoice with it. You're looking at about $800 worth of wall control. Now that's for 2 walls, and again I have one wall from floor to ceiling. My other wall is probably 9 or 10 feet, maybe 12 feet of wall control systems. So, and I actually don't think I have enough. Now the kits themselves aren't that expensive. You can get an 8-foot kit with a lot of different accessories and organizers for, on this invoice it's $265. A 4-foot kit would run you about $120, and not every kit is the same. I mean, you just have to kind of price shop and see, what kit works best for you. It might make sense to, buy a 4-foot kit and a couple extra panels and a couple accessories, but you can get started on this system very inexpensively through the kits and then kind of just expand onto it. I feel like I can we have another wall by our windows that I was going to put workbenches on, but I'd like to put some wall control around the windows and wherever I can fit it. I've also thought about running some wall control stuff going up the wall into the 2nd floor, just because there's so many different options with brackets. I can put my fishing rods on it. I could do a lot of different things with this wall control system, and it's heavy duty. It looks good. You can get them in multiple colors. You can get them in pink, white, red, blue, black, whatever it is that suits your style. You can even get the brackets and the shelves in different colors as well. I am very simple. I like to look at things and not see a whole lot of color other than my tools. So I went with the stainless steel look and the black accessory. But you can do whatever color you want. I've seen a lot of people do different colors to match their sponsors, but it's a fantastic system. They hold a lot of weight. These walls don't bend. Super easy to install. Highly recommended for anybody who has tools. or any type of need for organization. I've seen girls using them with different colors for all their jewelry making and stuff like that, but who knows, someday I may even want a system like this in our office for all of our camera equipment. So obviously you guys are gonna see a lot more of this system that you see behind me as we do project videos. It's never gonna go anywhere. For them, it's a very smart sponsorship, because you guys are always gonna see that wall control system, and I know that there are people who are gonna be like, what kind of system is that? Anyway, I look forward to doing some more videos with you guys. We just got back from a week on the Outer Banks, and so I'm trying to get caught up on some of my research for some of my other videos, but I wanted to get this video done and out there because they really deserve the review. Fantastic product, fantastic company, extremely friendly people, extremely helpful customer service. Like I said, it pays to work with an American company that is that cares about their customers and cares about their product. They're not just out there trying to make money off of this product. From the pricing that I've seen and the quality of the product, what they care the most about is getting a solid product to their customers, and that's what we have here. I mean, this is a very solid product. Yeah, great company, great product.